Good morning. I wanted to talk to you about learning what your spiritual GPS system is. Have you ever had one of those days where you feel lost or misplaced? You, instead of floating down a river calmly in a kayak, enjoying the scenery and the serenity, you suddenly feel like you're going down whitewater rapids? I recently had one of those days, and it reminded me that I need to be present in every moment of every day in order to do the pictures and enjoy my life. I read something recently that really struck me. It was part of an email that was sent to me, and in essence it said, "To hope is not to dream. It is more than wishful thinking or some optimistic attitude that we have. Hope is really a way of living. It's a way of bringing a light to those who are sitting in the darkness, sort of being their candle to rekindle their own spark of hope. And when you share the spark of hope with people, it creates a ripple and it will touch other people." I'm not sure who was the actual author of that quote, but it really has struck me because at one point in my life, I was hopeless. I was the one that was sitting in the dark. And I had someone come into my life and be the candle. They brought me hope. And they showed me that that's really an action word. It's a way of life. And when this person showed me this candle that I could be myself, I suddenly felt like I had my own internal spiritual GPS system to find my way out. Recently I had to call a friend for directions. And I shared with them that I was simply misplaced. I was not really lost. But I have to tell you, as anyone who knows me, I am just horrible with directions. I can't read maps. I can't follow directions even most of the time. And they were suggesting to me that I get one of those techie instruments that you plug into your vehicle's GPS systems. And I laughed and tried to be patient and loving as they had their laugh on my expense and give me directions. Later that afternoon, another friend called me for directions, and not for driving directions, but spiritual directions. And they shared with me that they were feeling lost or misplaced in their life, and they couldn't figure out which way they were supposed to be going. Ironically, the thought crossed my mind that what we really all needed was to have this spiritual GPS system to guide our directions inwardly. Wouldn't that just be grand if we had some kind of system that we could plug ourselves into that would give us specific step-by-step directions to get where it is that we wanted to go in our lives? Manifestation would just instantaneously be a simple process of punching in a desired reality. When you get misplaced energetically or spiritually, it is absolutely possible to have that little techie gadget turn on inside of you. All you need to do is make sure that you are connected. An Eckhart Tolle quote immediately comes to mind. Wherever you are, be there totally. This activation of your internal GPS system is a matter of working on your connection with a divine source. When you are connected with a divine source, whether you want to call that divine source God, Allah, the Great Spirit, Universal, I Am, when you're connected to that, you really have your own personal spiritual GPS system that lives deep in your soul that will give you the directions, the step-by-step guided directions of where you want to go and how to get there. But just like the GPS in your car, if you don't have it plugged in, it doesn't function. Sometimes I believe personally that I can figure out the directions of how to get someplace all by myself. I recently went to a dinner in Gulfport with some friends of mine for a lightworkers dinner, and a friend out of love said to me, that's sort of like playing God when you unplug your spiritual GPS system. Ouch. But if you're feeling misplaced in your emotions and lost in directions, pause for a moment and see if your spiritual GPS system is plugged in. Check to see if you're plugged into the divine universe. Because it's amazing what happens when you follow directions. Get connected and turn on your system today. Have a wonderful day.